In a significant twist in the ongoing battle over renewable energy, state leaders have taken a stand against a controversial halt on a nearly finished offshore wind project. The Democratic governors of Rhode Island and Connecticut publicly declared their intention on Saturday to contest an order from the Trump administration that has abruptly paused work on the Revolution wind farm, which was on track to start generating power next year. Currently, Revolution Wind is approximately 80% complete, boasting 45 of its planned 65 turbines installed. The Danish wind energy company Ørsted, the firm behind the project, received a directive from the U.S. Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, BOEM, on Friday, mandating them to cease all project activities immediately. This unexpected intervention raises eyebrows and stirs the pot of public opinion. Matt Giacona, BOEM's acting director, stated in his letter that the agency is addressing concerns regarding the protection of national security interests in the United States. He also emphasized that Ørsted would be prohibited from continuing any work until the agency finished its review of the project. It's important to note that this project had already navigated through years of regulatory approvals at both federal and state levels. The timing of this review, triggered by Donald Trump's recent directive at the start of his second term to reassess all existing offshore wind energy leases, adds to the intrigue. Trump's stance seems to prioritize fossil fuels, raising questions about the administration's commitment to renewable energy. Giacona's previous affiliation with the offshore oil industry has raised alarms among consumer protection advocates. While he cites national security as a rationale for this review, he has not clarified exactly what security concerns have emerged regarding wind energy projects. This lack of transparency could easily provoke skepticism and debate, especially given the history of fossil fuels being prioritized over cleaner alternatives. Rhode Island's Governor Dan McKee voiced his disapproval of the stop work order, asserting that both he and Connecticut's Governor Ned Lamont would explore every possible option to overturn this decision. He highlighted the significance of Revolution Wind, noting that it was on the brink of powering over 350,000 homes, adding another layer to the complexity. Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut connected this halt to Trump's allegedly orchestrated arrangement with oil executives for campaign contributions in exchange for regulatory ease. When the oil industry came to Mar-a-Lago with demands for $1 billion campaign investment, this is what they were hoping for: to undermine clean energy initiatives in our country, Murphy stated, emphasizing the narrative of corruption that he believes is at play. He elaborated, "This is a straightforward case of corruption. President Trump appears to have prioritized the interests of large corporations, particularly in the oil and gas sector, over those of the American public. He vowed to collaborate with his peers and Governor Lamont to pursue any legal avenues available to relaunch the stalled project. Since reclaiming the White House, Trump has actively advanced policies favoring fossil fuels while simultaneously hindering the progress of renewable energy initiatives." His previous statements echoing a strong disdain for wind energy, with unfounded claims that it disrupts the aesthetic of his golf courses, and even a bizarre assertion that wind turbine noise could cause cancer, paint him as a polarizing figure in the energy debate. In a social media post, Trump recently referred to wind and solar energy as the scam of the century. He pledged to refuse approvals for wind projects and vehemently criticized solar energy, dismissing it as detrimental to agricultural land. The implications of these declarations cannot be overlooked, especially in a climate where renewable energy is crucial for combating climate change. Rhode Island Attorney General Peter Marona expressed that without the Revolution Wind project, the state's ambitious Act on Climate Law, which aims to harness renewable energy to mitigate global warming, would face severe setbacks. Scientists around the globe, warn that rapid transitions to renewable energy sources are essential to avoid catastrophic climate impacts, including extreme weather patterns, wildfires, and destructive storms that have become increasingly prevalent. Construction of Revolution Wind commenced in 2023, with the project anticipated to be fully operational next year. Ørsted has begun evaluating the financial ramifications of halting construction and is weighing the possibility of legal action to protect its investments. Located over 15 miles south of Rhode Island's coast and approximately 32 miles southeast of Connecticut's shore, the Revolution Wind project represents a vital step towards sustainable energy for these densely populated states, especially given their limited options for land-based energy projects. The push for this offshore initiative reflects the urgent need for states to meet their energy and climate goals. Remarkably, wind energy serves as the largest source of renewable sources in the United States, accounting for around 10% of the nation's electricity supply. However, environmental groups like Green Oceans, which has previously filed lawsuits to oppose offshore wind developments, welcome the government's decision to halt Revolution Wind, framing it as a necessary step for protecting marine ecosystems. They stated, "We appreciate the Trump administration's actions towards safeguarding the delicate ocean environment along the coasts of Rhode Island and Massachusetts, suggesting growing divergence in views regarding environmental stewardship." Curiously, this is not the first major offshore wind project that the Trump administration has interrupted. Previously, work on Empire Wind, situated off the coast of New York, faced similar halts, but was reinstated following interventions from high-ranking state officials, like Governor Kathy Hochul and Senator Chuck Schumer. Kit Kennedy, managing director at the Natural Resources Defense Council, articulated her concerns, remarking, "This administration is operating in reverse. Instead of supporting the burgeoning sectors of solar and wind energy, it seeks to prop up old, polluting coal businesses. These ill-conceived decisions ultimately cost every American." As this situation evolves, the community is left to reflect. What do you think about the consequences of halting renewable energy projects? Do you believe national security concerns should take precedence over environmental progress? Share your thoughts in the comments.